What's that?
Blue just has a nice kick.
Absolutely. Goes with everything.
This boy's got a major birthday happening tomorrow, and we got to get this done and get him back up there for him.
No.
It was conditional. On in there. All right, good. Mike, I'm going to get you too, if you will, not your remarks, but would you introduce your family to us and do the best job to it?
Yes. The guy in the purple, that's my adopted brother, Deron Jennings. Right there is my father, Terrence Parsons Sr., Terrence Parsons Jr., my oldest brother, Sharice Parsons, my mother, and Shatera Parsons, my sister. And Malcolm, my son.
Well, seriously, we, of course, wanted Micah to get to visit with you guys, and you guys in particular get to visit with him. And but it was all conditional upon if we could get this thing done, get him back, get over there tomorrow for celebrate his third birthday. So we got to make sure that we get that done here. But we talked last night about our selection of Micah with our first-round pick. We've all had a chance to feel it and sleep on it. Felt good, slept like a baby. I did on a personal basis, but excited. Coach, before Micah speaks here, I'd like to hear your thoughts about anything overnight that in thinking about him joining our team.
Well, definitely. Actually, Micah's had a chance to meet with Coach Dan Quinn and George Edwards and Scott McCurley. So just to get familiar with, our direction as a defense and how he fits in. So, just as we talked about last night, he's a multi-positional player. He can play off the ball, on the ball, pressure player, and not only is a great fit for our defense, but he's an excellent football player that's a great fit for our whole team and what he brings to the table.
Stephen, any?
No, I'm great. I think you covered it. And congratulations, Micah. And
Thank you.
your son over here is ready to come see you.
Which one, your daddy or your mama? Where'd you get that speed, that size?
I would say neither.
From the good Lord.
He was a below-average basketball player, and she was a very below-average track player, so it's all God.
Hey,
There you go.
well, there's another below average whatever here. This one is happy you're with the Dallas Cowboys, and you've introduced your family. Now, let our guys get to know you a little better and comment about your background and your future here.
Coach, or Jerry or Steven, what was it about that one Zoom conversation with him that stood out for you guys? Obviously, you guys had a lot more conversations with some of the other guys, but what was it about that you felt comfortable enough taking him aside from the tape?
Go ahead, Mike. I actually wasn't on the Zoom, so I can't really.
Well, his determination was evident, and you'll see it here in just a minute. And I was getting it last night in a lot of ways, but this guy's been gifted, but has a powerful personality to overachieve or get ready to play. Those combination of things were what caused us to basically really take advantage of him being there.
Micah, how tough was it to opt out of 2020, and how much do you feel like you're sort of making up for lost time?
It was a very tough decision. Had to sit down with my family multiple times and a lot of mentors that I met throughout my process, like LeVar and Navarro, past linebackers that came through the NFL. And I don't think I'm making up time. I think I'm right on time. I'm right where I need to be. And, as soon as I get here, we're going to get right to work and become a better football team.
How do you feel you're a different player today than you were when you were last on the field in 2019 based on the work that you put in while opting out?
I'm more in shape, better fit, moving better on the field, working a lot on my field work and footwork. So, once I get here, I look to be doing a lot better in space.
Mike, you mentioned on our call last night that you were excited to talk to these coaches, see what they envision for you. What were those initial conversations like with Dan Quinn and your coaches?
It was very interesting. He was talking about all the things he liked in my tape, how he's gonna send me on a lot of blitzes, and how he's gonna have me man a lot of backs and tight ends, and how I'm gonna match up well with a bunch of good running backs in our division. So I'm really excited to do that for him and compete at a high level.
Mike, what's this last 18 to 24 hours been like for you?
I don't know. Think if you were 21 and you just met Jerry Jones. It's pretty freaking awesome, I would say, you know.
Can you just talk about your dad said, you know, obviously grew up a Cowboy fan, always been a Cowboy fan, raised as a Cowboy fan. What's that been like in growing up a Cowboy fan in Pennsylvania and then having this dream come true?
You know, it's awesome. Like, I think, like, we all really just taking it in. Like, I don't think none of us really sat down and was like, yo, this is crazy. Like, we never really, like, all talked. But I could tell by his facial expressions and my mom's expression, pretty priceless, I would say. And, you know, to be here and, you know, play for Jerry and play for Coach Mike is going to be an extraordinary honor for all of us. And, you know, we're happy to be here.
Mike, what are your impressions of this practice facility, the Star? What were your thoughts as you were seeing everything that it presents? And does it feel like home already?
You know, I was going to make this home regardless. I think it was going to be forced upon them. They was going to know. But, you know, yeah, it does feel like home. I've been here when I was at the opening and when I played here in the Memphis Bowl. And I said, this is where I want to be, you know. I wanted to play here. I wanted to be in this blue and white until I die. So it felt like home when I was here for the Memphis game, and it felt like home when I was here for the opening. And then when I came back through the halls, it felt like home again. So it's not my first time here, and sure won't be my last time. So really excited.
Why did it feel like home?
Relationship with LeVar Arrington?
It started when I was in high school. When I was getting ready to commit to Penn State, he was the first person to like really reach out and believe in my talents and saw that I could be a special player. So ever since then, he took me under his wing and really molded me as like a person.
Some of your family members said a lot of the Parsons clan is going to be moving down here as well, not just you. What would that be like if you've got your whole family down here and supporting you?
Support, great. You know, brother, sister, love, hate. You know, I gotta make sure no one has my address.
Your phone number.
I'll text them. I will meet at a local restaurant for sure.
Michael, you said yesterday that you think that you're going to be going against one of the best offenses in the league in practice. So I was kind of wondering, how much have you watched the Cowboys over the last few years to know that they have a loaded offense and things like that?
I mean, I thought they were. I mean, personally, I used them in Madden quite often, so I know what type of talent they got with Amari Cooper. Then when they added CeeDee Lamb last year, extremely loaded, and before Dak got hurt, their offense was moving great, and I think they're only going to keep getting better with how much talent they have. So when I got a chance to go against these guys, it's going to be a great opportunity. I think I'm going to go it's going to be harder in practice in some games, so it's going to be very interesting.
Mike, have you, a lot of guys reached out on Twitter, Instagram, whatever. Have you heard from any of the veterans?
Yeah, I heard from Dak. He's one of the first people to reach out. I could tell he's already a big leader, and DeMarcus and Trayvon Diggs, and Zeke said something funny too. So, I kind of see the bond these guys have in the locker room, and I'm looking forward to meeting them all.
What do you do best? What do you think you do best? I mean, they talk about your ability to rush, but what do you like to do best? What do you think you do best?
Just play football, man. I feel like I'm just instinctual, and I play with a lot of effort. I think that's what I do best. I'm always trying to get to the ball. I'm like a ball hawk, I would say. See ball, get ball. Water boy type.
See ball, get ball.
Micah, how much do you pride yourself in your versatility? You mentioned you cover the running backs and rushing the passer. I mean, you can do both aspects of that. How much do you pride yourself in that? being good at both things?
I would say I pride myself a great amount. You know, I feel like that's the reason why they selected me. I don't think you could be one-dimensional in this league now today with how many good backs there are that can receiving backs and, you know, tight ends that are going out into the slot. So, you know, I think me being versatile could have me here for a long time.
What kind of leader are you? Are you someone who sets a tone in the film room, the weight room? Are you vocal, more quiet by example? You don't seem very quiet right now, but what?
My personality is not quiet, but I'm quiet, you know, if that makes sense. I would say, you know, in the locker room, I'm more quiet and just lead by example, really. Like, just really just work. You know, I don't really talk a lot on the field either. I'm kind of just like a silent, I don't want to say the word, but you get it.
Mike, how has your son Malcolm impacted the person you've become the last few years?
I feel like he has a tremendous impact on a man, you know, that I'm matured into. You know, I think we do this all for our kids, and we do this all to change our families' lives. And, you know, I did it for him and my family to change our lives. And, you know, I knew how to mature and become a better father and a better player every day and every year. So, you know, I feel like he had a great impact on who I'm becoming and still continue to becoming.
The NFL reaching this level, I'm sure, has been a goal of yours for quite some time. Now that you're here, what are you aspiring to? What do you want to achieve next?
You know, I want to achieve all great things. I'm not going to set the goal small. You know, I want to be a big-time football player for the Cowboys. I want to be a big-time player to ever come through the NFL, you know. And I think this is the beginning of the journey, and it's going to be a great start for me to be in this organization and be with Dan Quinn to start this journey up.
On that note, if your defensive teammates were to ask you what can they count on you when you're on the field to do, what would you tell them?
I would say to play 100%. You know, I believe if you got 11 guys that's want to play 100% and sacrifice and get their bodies up for, you know, the other 10 or 11, you're going to have a great recipe for success.
For Coach McCarthy, this may be even more a Dan Quinn question than a you question, but I think you could probably speak to it a good bit. He's very similar size-wise to a couple of guys that Coach Quinn has coached in Atlanta as well as in Seattle, Reserve Vic Beasley, and yet he's even faster than both of them. Can you see using him in that kind of role, that kind of way?
I mean, definitely. I've said it, you know, last night. I've said it again today. He has the ability to play all three positions on and off the ball. So, you know, it's the conversations Dan and I had this morning as you know, as he was meeting with the defensive staff and as we're starting to plan packages and personnel groups. You know, we just want to get Micah here, get comfortable, get in the room, and really we got. It's going to be more about selecting what we think, you know, not only what he can do, but how it fits everybody else. Because once again, he's a multi-positional player for us.
Michael, when you were at Penn State, you talked about the challenges of getting that program back to on top and an elite level, and you get motivated by trying to do the same with the Cowboys here.
I feel like the Cowboys is already elite, you know. I feel like I'm just adding to the weapons they already have to really make us even better and even more elite. And, you know, I don't think Penn State was ever really down. You know, I just think we just need a little bit of life. And I think I helped give life to Penn State's program, and we got better and better every year. So that's it.
Given some of the character allegations about you ahead of the draft, what do you think is important for fans to know about you now that those charges have been dropped, as you spoke to last night?
You know, obviously false allegations can obviously, you know, how the media portrays things sometimes and makes how things look, and people don't actually really deep dive into the truth. But, you know, truth always comes to light, and I think, you know, these guys did their job in digging into it, and they know that, you know, I'm a high character player in person, and, you know, I'll be a great addition to the team. So, you know, I don't think my man right here will invest someone that he couldn't trust. So, you know, I'm glad to be one of those people he trusts.
Jerry, what are your early, now that you've gotten a chance to meet Michael face to face, what are your early impressions of Michael?
Well, I can see that there's a lot of serious love and a lot of connection with his family. And they get me, and there's energy here. And they obviously this tremendous day and a tremendous time for him and them, but still, I sure do see a great family here. I saw immediately, I'll never forget the first time that I met Deion Sanders, and we were out at the old stadium, and he came in to sign his agreement, and he had been in the league for several years. And boy, we were down in a locker room, and all kinds of people were around that locker room. And all Deion did was stay over there most of the time before we went to the stage and play with his boy. And his boy was over in the locker, and he was showing him the locker and all that kind of stuff. And I thought, my goodness, you can see where he's got his time and attention there. And I think that boy's running up and down the field out here someplace today. But still, I like that. My initial. The other thing is, I would ask this. I know the answer, but I'd like to ask Coach. When we were evaluating a lot of the players, we saw him from the interior. We saw him behind the line of scrimmage, able to create unbelievable pressure, and we saw play after play after play of him disrupting from there. In other words, blitzing, but basically pass rushing from the middle of the deal. And the question was, you can't do that in the NFL. And I'm not going to answer your question, but what was our answer when we were talking?
Well, we were talking about pass rush, the conversation we were into that day, and and we're going through the defensive ends and the other rushers, the open end, and then really the most impactful pressure player was Micah, and he was doing it from the linebacker position. So the ability to do it both from the inside, because obviously everybody usually equates pressure, coming off the edge, but and that's what made him so appealing to us, as far as his football skills. So his inside pressure, the stats and the film speaks for itself.
Micah, when you look at Leighton Vander Esch, Jalen Smith, and yourself, what can you guys do together on the field?
Yeah, I brought it up last night. I think Jalen's a terrific player. I think Vander Esch is a terrific player. And I'm just, to start off, I'm just laying off those guys. These guys been here for quite a bit, and, they're really good players, and I'm going to just learn from them. And I think, they're going to take me under their wing and teach me how to become a pro football player and help me get better every day. And we're going to all push each other. And I think once we all come together and we play at elite level, I think this defense can be the best defense in the football league.
As one Penn State linebacker exits, another one enters, did Sean Lee reach out to you at all?
Yes. I think he said if I ever need anything to ever reach out, and I said, yeah, you got one of the brightest minds in the game of football, and I would love to learn from you, open source of knowledge that I'm always going to take in from someone who's been there before.
Steven, do you recall Micah's 2019 Cotton Bowl game and your thoughts on the performance he had there?
I didn't see the whole game. I wasn't there, but it was there were 6-7 plays on his point of attack tape that were on there, and of course, well over 100 tackles that year, and he was all over the place. And actually, Brad Sham chimed in last night with our group saying is one of the most impressive guys he ever did homework, because he was calling the game for the particular radio show or TV show he was doing at that time. But Michael was a presence, and you talk about what really resonates with me is his confidence. I mean, he's just got a quiet, special confidence about him, and certainly his traits, his elite traits, speak for themselves. But his confidence is really special.
Where does that confidence come from, you think, Micah?
I just think it's my mindset. I just hate to lose, and I love to win. So, we go anywhere you want, and we could do basketball, we go bowling, we could do whatever, play some chess. I'm gonna find a way to beat you. I will never lose every day. And I just think, if you got that mindset and, the proof is in itself, you lose today, you got a new day to wake up tomorrow and win. And I'm always find a way to wake up tomorrow and become a winner. So I think over time and years, I just built the confidence in myself that knowing that I'm a winner.
How did you fall in love with bowling, by the way?
Asked my man Deron. He beat me twice, and I said okay. So the next day, we all went back again, and I lost again. And so the next day I came by myself. I bought a bowling ball. I said, you know what, maybe it's the balls at the lanes. Like, this can't be real. I was like, and I bought like a 10-pound bowling ball, and I chucked it down the lane as hard as I could. This guy's like, you know, that's never going to make you good, you know? I was like, no, what did I do? So then he gave me a different bowling ball that was like 15 pounds, taught me a little spin to it. And then once I saw that nice spin hit into that pocket, it was just, I fell in love with the game of bowling just like that. So now I have like 8 bowling balls, and every time I go home, that's all I do is go bowling. So.
Micah, speaking of winning, where are you at in your negotiations for jersey number 11?
You know, I discussed it, but you know, I didn't talk to Cedric yet, so you know, just got in here, so it's the person I could talk to. If I can't get number 11, I'm pretty sure we could figure something out.
What negotiation?
That's Jerry Jones.
Thank you, guys. We're going to take some pictures now up front here.